I'm going to show you how to create a follow-up task in Zapier automatically so nothing slips through after a trigger fires. Open your browser and head to zapier.com, sign in, and wait for the dashboard to load. If your trigger app and your task app are not already connected to Zapier, take care of that now. We are going to start clean. Click the Create button in the upper left corner and choose Zaps. The Zap editor opens with a trigger step waiting for you. Click that trigger step. I'm going to use Calendly for this, so I'll search for Calendly. You might be using Gmail, Typeform, HubSpot, whatever starts your workflow, pick it. Select the app. Now for the trigger event. Choose Invitee Created if you are in Calendly, or New Form Submission, New Email, New Contact, whatever matches your source. Click Continue. Connect your account if it asks, then click Continue again to configure the trigger. For Calendly, I pick the specific event type I want to watch. You do the equivalent for your app, then click Continue. Now we test the trigger. Click Test Trigger. This is where people get stuck because the test pulls from recent data, not a live new entry. If Zapier says no sample data found, open a new tab, make a test booking, or submit a test form in your trigger app, come back and click Test Trigger again. You should see sample data populate with real fields. Scroll through it, check that the customer name and email are actually there, then move on. Click the plus button below the trigger, search for your task management app. I'm going with Asana for this. Todoist, ClickUp, Trello, Google Tasks all work the same way. Select the app, and for the action event, pick Create Task. That's the one. Click Continue. Connect your task management account, sign in, grant the permissions Zapier asks for, then come back and select the right account from the dropdown. Click Continue. Now the big configuration screen loads. At the top, you choose where this task lands. For Asana, it is Workspace, then Project. For ClickUp, it is a space and a list. For Trello, it is a board and a list. Pick the exact project where your team will see these follow-ups. I'm dropping mine into a project called Client Follow-up. Now the fields that actually matter. Task name first. You want this to read like a clear instruction, not a code. I write follow-up with, then insert the invitee name field from the trigger data so it reads follow-up with Alex. The person opening the task knows instantly what to do. Description next. Map in the customer's email, phone number, and any form responses or meeting details from the trigger. I always paste the key info in the description because hunting for it later kills the whole point of automating. Assignee and due date are the fields I see people skip, and then the task just floats in the project orphaned. Assign it to yourself or a team member. For due date, I never leave it empty because empty means never. If you want the task created and immediately ready, set it to today. But follow-up usually means a day or two after the trigger. That brings us to the optional delay, which I always use. Click the plus button before the task action step, search for delay by Zapier, and select that. Choose delay for, and I set it for 3 days. Wait 1 day, wait 1 week, whatever your process is. If your trigger is an event happening at a fixed future date, you might want delay until instead, but most of the time a simple delay for is the cleanest move. This pushes the task creation out so it lands at the right moment without you touching anything. Now back to the task step. Review your mappings one last time. The task name looks good, assignee is set, description is full, and the due date makes sense after the delay. Click Test Step. Zapier will create a sample task in the real project. Wait for it to finish, the little spinner stops, then open your task app in another tab. Confirm the task is in the correct project, the title is right, the assignee is you, and the description includes actual data from the trigger, not placeholder text. If something is off, adjust your mappings and test it again. Do not publish until you see a real task sitting where it should be. Once the test looks solid, click Publish. But do not just publish and walk away. Give your Zap a real name first up top. I am not leaving it called Untitled Zap. I name it Calendly to Asana Client Follow-up so I can find it in 6 months. Click Publish, it is live. Now run one final live test. Trigger the real workflow. Wait for the delay if you included one, then open your task app and verify the follow-up task is there with all the right details, assignment, and due date. That last check catches configuration mistakes the sample test missed. Before I go, 2 things that will bite you later if you do not handle them now. First, open your Zap History tab after a few days and confirm no errors are piling up. A typo in a map field will fail silently until you check. Second, if you are on a limited Zapier plan, keep an eye on your task usage. A busy Calendly calendar or a high-volume form trigger will burn through your monthly task allowance faster than you think, and then every follow-up just stops. If that happens, consider your delay step. It counts toward usage, or add a filter step to only create tasks for certain trigger conditions. Both are in the editor, right there below the trigger. If this got your follow-ups running, hit like and subscribe so the next one finds you. And leave a comment saying this was helpful. Comments are what push this to other people looking for the same thing.